Hello, Legion, this is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more City Skylines Mass Transit in our new Ravenna mini-series. So in the last episode, I think I actually bought that plot of land in the last episode, but also I just finally expanded to the opposite side of the freeway here, and we're going to start doing stuff on both sides of the city. Now, one of the benefits of doing that... Hey, no, that's not what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. Thank you. One of the benefits of doing that is that we have now been able to create more intersections throughout the city. Let me turn my volume down a little bit here if the volume meter's popping up on the screen. I apologize. So we have been able to establish a new intersection here, which will allow people a chance to get into the city at a different point. So that way, here's kind of what I'm thinking here. Let's say that intersection didn't exist. People that wanted to get to, say, new homes that had been built here, people that were just driving in to get to, commercial buildings or anything else we eventually build up here, if that intersection wasn't there, they'd all have to come through here. So that's a little bit of a dicey proposition, right? But another thing that we can do in this particular episode, and I talked about this at the end of the last one, and I want to see how much it would cost to actually do this. Okay, so a full cloverleaf intersection is actually $25,000. It is not cheap, but I want to try and do that still this episode, because this, now that we have roads going on over here, this should be a full-on cloverleaf, not just what would you call that? I don't know what you call that. It's like a one-sided, three-sided cloverleaf. It's like a three-leaf clover instead of a four-leaf clover. Still a cloverleaf, but not as cool of a cloverleaf. So, yeah, we can now have just more entry points that allow people to go straight to destinations here, straight to destinations there. An issue was brought up, and I want to continue addressing this as the city is developed. And, the great thing about City Skylines and a lot of good city simulators, but particularly City Skylines, and I mean that sincerely, I really do think this game does it well, particularly now with some of the new mass transit features, is that you can approach transportation problems in lots of different ways, and people will make lots of different types of suggestions, many of which work and some of which don't. But the point is there's never any one solution. I think I mentioned last episode that you can build a city and you can make a little change and it becomes something that you've never done before, and all of a sudden you find yourself in a situation where you're like, holy crap, I've got this new problem, what do I do? So let's go ahead and let some time pass here, and we're going to keep developing our city, mainly out here. One of the nice things that I did was I actually had this road set up so that people leaving this residential area can go, they can follow this road here if they wanted to. They won't really use it right now because I think it's more efficient for them to just pop over here and take the freeway. But eventually when there's more city going on over here, and there's plenty of room for more city to be going on over there, then that tune will change a little bit. So let's have a quick look at our economy, see how things are going. By the way, just another really quick thanks to everyone for coming in and commenting and liking and watching, and really just watching the series so far. I appreciate all the viewership. It's been a surprisingly good amount of viewership for a game that I've never played before on the channel, and I talked about that a little bit in the last episode, but just another, quick thank you to everyone for doing that. That's very much appreciated. So let's say add another zone here, which we can totally do. How long is this one? That's actually 3 units. So let's stay somewhat symmetrical for now. We're going to have to keep an eye on our school services as well. Someone had asked me, I think in a comment on episode 3, maybe 2, why don't I turn up taxes? I honestly, in all of my cities play, have never felt the need to play too much with taxes early on. My cities usually grow pretty fast. Honestly, this is the first time I've recorded for YouTube, so maybe I'm playing at a slightly different pace as I learn to balance that whole aspect of it. But you get to a point where you can turn on... Hang on, let me see if I can already see them. Yeah, I think I pointed these out last episode. You can turn these on. And when you switch all of these on, I mean, they have costs, but the benefits vastly outweigh the costs. So once we have 12,000 people, which we're heading towards Big Town right now. So we need to get to not the next milestone, but the one after that. We can turn all those on, and it just skyrockets your income. And then you just keep building your city, and as long as you're on top of your mess, mess was not the first word that came to mind just now, you can generally do what you want to do. You don't really need to crank up taxes. So I might play with that later on, because I recognize that everything I just said, yes, you have a lot of money, but if you turn your taxes up like 1 or 2 more %, then you can have even more money. So there's different perspectives, but my point is that I've just never felt the need. I've never really felt constrained by my income, particularly in the later stages of City Skylines, which is one of the reasons I like it. You do have to pay attention. You do have to be smart. You have to balance your services and make sure that you are, doing things correctly and being smart by your citizens. We actually need to add more commercial zones. So maybe you have a shopping area for these guys across the way. Yeah, it sounds like a good idea. First things first, let's go ahead and do a quick intersection there so people can hop in. And why not do one there as... Oh, we can't. We cannot. But I bet you if we did this, it seems silly. I bet you're watching your computer screen right now going, no, it can't be. But it is. I mean, yes, that's a real thing that just happened. So that's one little quirk that maybe they can work out in future versions of City Skylines, which is not to say that City Skylines is in any way an incomplete game, but there's still a few little things that can probably be improved with time. So let's do our same thing here, but we're going to do commercial zones opposite this. So it's going to be fairly grid-like here. I know, kind of like how we started out here and then we curved. But I haven't. Oh, hello, hi. There's a fire. Hadrian, stop talking and put out the fire. Let's see. Our first fire station is all the way over here. Maybe I could put one... Well, actually, hang on. How much money do I have? I've got plenty. Let's keep building a little bit. But I have a solution for this that I think will actually work pretty well. Let's go ahead and build a full grid for the first areas of commercial. But what we're going to do here, let's actually set up... Is there a halfway point there? No, that's an odd number of tiles there, so there's not a halfway point. Halfway point is in between these two, I think. Right? Or is that the halfway point? Wait. Oh man, I don't want to count tiles, but I feel like it's slightly more... Oh, screw it, let's just do it. Actually, one thing we can do to measure this really quick is we can select... No, not this. That's what I wanted. All right, so if we did this, there's 4. We did this, there's... Okay, it is actually the halfway point. Perfect, I was wrong. So we're going to use these two for some services. And speaking of that, we need to go ahead and expand our water situation. Perfect, that actually completely covers this area without having to do anything extra. So now we have currently just one clinic way over here. We're going to need to expand our services in this episode most likely, and I think I mentioned that's what I wanted to do this time. But we don't have quite enough for a new fire department right now, but hey, now we do. I actually am normally not this loan happy. I've taken out loans 2 episodes in a row now, but in this case, I think it is warranted. So I think what I'll do is let's have a fire department just for the purposes of getting this situation resolved quickly. Do I want it here to where it can pop out on that? No, let's put it there. Let's have it facing. And then we need power, so best way to do this would probably be... Ooh, oh yeah, it's actually going to be tough with the road situation that I've set up. Let's see if there's a better way. No, there's not. Crap. Oh, wait. That will actually work at certain angles. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. All right, so I was thinking that wasn't too far for just have a single connection like that, so... All right, so now we should get some fire trucks on the road right away. Come on, guys. Come on. Wait, that is a fire clinic, right? All right, there's a fire clinic. Oh, there were already fire trucks. Where'd you come from? Did you come from the other fire station? Or did you dispatch and I didn't notice you? They must have come from the other fire station. That's why they didn't dispatch. Okay, well, we're still going to have that there because increased fire coverage is a beautiful thing. Now, we could probably also use that in our industrial zone at some point, but we probably will actually put a full-fledged fire station there when we have the opportunity. So, anyway, let's actually get to some commercial zoning because there's a decent amount of demand for it right now, and we want to give the people what we want, or what they want. Here we go. All right, and they also are looking for some additional jobs. Should I have more industrial over here? I don't know. I feel like I need to keep building the industrial kind of in this area of town as much as possible. I feel like that's the right thing to do in this case. So let's keep doing that. Let's focus on having jobs over here. And if it comes back to bite me later in some way, then so be it. But for now, we're going to try and switch later on to where we have a lot more office jobs, but we don't have a university for that just yet. Notice we've got a pretty decent income right now as it is. But anyway, so now we've got some industrial stuff zoned. We've got some commercial stuff zoned. And businesses are already on their way in. Now, what other services can we put in here? We don't have quite enough for a new high school, but we will soon. We probably should go ahead and consider... Trams have been in the game for a while, but cable cars have just been added. Where are cable cars? That's metro, cable cars. Here they are. Monorails. Or not cable cars. Cable cars are here. I was thinking monorails, though. So monorails are something I want to add because, in particular, we can use this road type that we've built here to actually have... We can have monorails going down the middle, which I think would be great to have as kind of a showcase of the new mass transit feature. Since this road type is everywhere in my city right now, I just feel like that would be a good idea to have. So we're definitely going to be considering that as soon as we can. But for now, I might consider just having a bus depot, which is going to take a little bit of time to set up, but it'll help make sure traffic stays light. Oh, wait. I'm seeing some... Oh, hello. Yeah, that's probably important. Yeah, well, let's make sure there's water in your buildings. I was just talking about fire hazard in this area, and then I established an entire block of buildings where there's no water. Yeah, good thinking. Okay, so we are getting close to the 20,000 mark. We can actually probably pay back the loan already. I mean, it's going to take up most of our money, but then we'll get more income. Yeah, screw it. Let's go ahead and pay it back. I don't want to be in debt. Now watch the income go back up as we... The lowest loan doesn't have a really, really high rate of payment. The secondary loan does, and the tertiary loan, the biggest loan, this guy over here, which you don't even have access to, it's ridiculous. I mean, look at the interest rate and look at the weekly cost. It's insane. Like, you need to pay that off. Like, you really should never take that loan out, honestly. But, oh, wait. Another power situation here. That one's a little bit more easily resolved. Can I maybe... Is that close enough? Yeah, it is. Wait. No, it's not. No, it's not sitting in the actual zone. It has to be within the blue. I was hoping, but my hopes were dashed. What's the fastest way to do this? Oh, wait. I see it. There's a better way. Yeah, refund me for that. I don't need any of that. We're going to go out here. Then we're going to go over here. There we go. As long as it's touching the blue, it should power those buildings up. There we go. So we've got some... oh, hey! That is definitely not an IHOP. This is definitely not a... I don't know what that definitely isn't. But yeah, we've got some businesses popping up already. I'm actually in the middle of my my move right now to my new apartment, and there's an IHOP within walking distance. Breakfast of champions every damn day. I'm so excited. Oh, sorry. What I should say is there is a Pancakes International. What was it called? Is that what it's called? Pancakes International? Yeah. Within walking distance. It's pretty cool. All right, so now we are getting more residential demand, which I'm not surprised by. So tell you what, let's go ahead and we could build the residential zones in a couple of places. I think just to be different. Oh, we've got the tsunami warning buoy. Nice. I think just to be different, rather than... Oh, we can do roads lined with trees now. I'm definitely going to do this because they block sound out. So we'll do that in just a second. But first, let me build out this way. And we're actually going to let people have some waterfront property here. Same deal. But let's do a long block this away. And then there'll be some waterfront houses there. We can go all the way up to... Hang on, I can't actually... Let's let the sun rise a bit, because I cannot tell what the heck is going on here. That is in shadow at the moment. Okay, I can see a little bit more of what's happening now. What's that noise? Oh, it's raining. Duh, of course. I've got my sound... Like I said, I've got my sound turned down a little bit, so, like, sometimes that actually changes the context of what I'm listening to. Okay. So that's a little bit too far down. I don't want to change the shape of the bank. Maybe just... that's still a little bit too far. I like the idea of just going up to the edge of the green. So let's do that. Okay, that makes me happy. And what we're going to do is we're going to let people live here. So let's go ahead and fill all that in. And not there, though. Not there. That's not... That's a little bit too close to the interstate. That's not too close to the interstate, but that is. This is how I think. There's actually a lot of residential demand, so we're going to do more than just this. But I wanted to go ahead and get this started. Oh, hello. No, I want this to be nice and straight. And then let's go ahead and... why not actually build it further out this way? Why not do that? Well, actually, that raises the point of why not... hang on. Yeah, this is actually... let's build this guy out a little farther. How are we doing on money? Yeah, we're fine on money. There's that, and... I don't really need to do my double lane approach here, unless I were to use this space for something else. And I could put parks there. That's potentially useful. I just like the idea of having a side road that would only be used for the residents. So yeah, let's keep doing that. Let's keep giving them that. I feel like that, even though it's a bit of a quirky thing, and it's not required for a city to function well, it lets cars get off the road when their objective is to be in this residential area somewhere. And that's the idea. So we're going to stick to that. All right, meanwhile, we're going to bring this all the way down to the edge of that block. And actually, let's have a road. You know what? Yeah, let's change our minds. Well, no, because then this is not really as waterfront-y, so let's not do that. That's my new word for the day, waterfront-y. And here, we'll do a block here, because that way these guys here get their waterfront. All right, so there's going to be, we're going to fill that up with residential, and then people should be pretty happy with their homes, I think. That's going to be a pretty nice area to live in New Ravenna. Oh, hello. We are finally out of money, but we have a ridiculous income, and it's still skyrocketing. So just give it a second, and we should be okay. Yep. All right, so if I do that, that should completely allow me to zone all that mess residential. Perfect. And they're still demanding some industrial zone. But again, these residents can get... well, no, they can't. Let's actually make this a little bit easier for them. Let's draw this across. Not enough money, of course. Give it a second. Now I have enough money. And you come here. And believe me, we're going to do the trees in a bit. I haven't forgotten about that. All right, there we go. Now they can actually come out onto the road and get to work a little bit quicker if they're on this side. So yeah, houses popping in quickly, which means our population's going to rise nice and quickly. Oh, I should probably get them power. Maybe, just maybe, that would be a helpful thing. How many times have I made this mistake this episode? Eventually we'll have things filled in to where we won't need these power lines going everywhere. One of the original city skyline tracks here. Look at that. Long, straight road. How are we doing on power? Yeah, yep. My instincts served me well there. Let's go ahead and get another advanced wind turbine in the water. All right, we've got the money for it. How much? That's going to be 17. We can go for 18, though, if we position this thing well. Yeah, wow. Ooh, looks like we can do even more. But this will ruin the waterfront view for people. I don't want to do that to them. We'll put it over here. Yeah, let's put it over here. This actually would allow me to have power coming to them from over this direction. So now that's set. And I do want, we definitely want this still connected there. That way this power enters into the entire grid and isn't just powering those houses. But that helps a little bit with the electricity availability. And then maybe we won't have residential stuff here. We'll have like parks or something to... Speaking of parks, we definitely need to do some stuff here with this space. So far they haven't developed this. People are more interested in this space over here for whatever reason. So this is already filled in pretty quickly. We're going to have room for a high school pretty soon as well, which we need to do for these folks over here. What about... Okay, we've got just a few buildings complaining of lack of workers. But for the most part, we're okay. How much is the bus depot again? Or we could do trams. I don't really want trams, though. We also still have to do we might need to start thinking about the ferry soon and actually doing a key. Talked about that in the first episode. I pronounced in the first episode a word that phonetically is quay, but it's actually pronounced key. Didn't know that. Appreciate that. But we are going to build a canal out here at some point when the city's a little bit more developed. I want to wait until we have some better buildings, until it's a bit less of a small town. But we're definitely going to do some stuff here that will allow people to travel down this river, and maybe even in the opposite direction as well. I don't know if we're going to get to that by the end of this 10-part series, but I mean, I'll certainly try. I'm enjoying it so far. And I will definitely say, based on how this series is done, I think you can expect to see more City Skylines content in the proper time slots on the channel in the future. So probably somewhere in the 6 p.m. time slot when I have time to squeeze it in amidst the Long Dark and Stellaris and the occasional Subnautica content. This would be a nice way to vary that time slot the way that I've always wanted to vary it. So you can definitely expect that there. Let's go ahead and add more commercial out here as well. Let's see, we need to, first of all, do more here. We've got lots of money because we let the clock tick for a while there, so I do need to upgrade my roads as well. Let's not forget about that. But for now, let's just go ahead and build that. And plenty more commercial. Let's do the same thing. Let's just have districts that are 3 long. Perfection. And I don't mind the commercial zones being right up against... Do I... Actually, yeah, I need to keep that road going. Nope. You. Ooh, idea, actually. Idea. Let's go ahead and do... Oh, wait, no. No, that's not a perfect split on account of that. Well, it would be if I did this... Yeah, here's what I'll do. I'm going to have some value building... we'll have some parks and plazas here. Let's see if we can do the Paradox Plaza. Let's go ahead and plop one of those down. It'll help commercial buildings in the area, and then we could do. Oh, perfect! This actually makes it the perfect length for the standard plazas with trees. So tell you what, let's move this bad boy to be like right. It's not going to be perfectly centered, but it'll somewhat make sense. And then this other plaza with trees. Oh wait. Oh, okay. So we actually... The plaza with picnic tables is requiring 15,000 each. Oh, we're actually at 15,000 almost. So, haha, build another one. This is a little bit crazy for value production, but it'll really crank up the value of buildings in the area, not only the residential buildings, but the commercial buildings, and improve the development of those. Now, I'm going to hope that buildings just pop in here, and yep, there we go, already done. So connections have been established by virtue of people moving in and taking advantage of these new zones. Okay, so I'm going to take a second to let my income build up, and before I wrap this episode, I want to do a bunch of road upgrades. Specifically, I want to, in the residential areas, I want to upgrade to these roads. Let's see how much. It costs 200 each, so it's not going to be cheap. But it's so important, particularly at roads, particularly on roads like these, that we just go ahead and knock this out. Because these trees block noise and they add land value. And they just make people happy, damn it. So, let's try and focus on that. There's that. And there's that. We actually are doing okay because we have the game unpaused right now. We're bringing in more money than we're spending as we upgrade these, pretty much. So, I'm not going to... Well, should I do it for the commercial as well? No, let's focus on residential for now. I think that makes the most sense. So, just to give you an up-close look of what we're changing, the roads are becoming... They were this. They're becoming this. So they have like grass lining, trees, you know, just the kind of roads you would expect to see in nicer neighborhoods, basically. We're giving all of our residents that privilege. It's a very nice upgrade for New Ravenna. Definitely we need it there because freeway. At some point, too, we might be able to actually upgrade this to have... Oh, it already has... Are those... No, that's not the actual freeway with walls. So we need to actually set it up to have walls, and that'll help with noise reduction as well. And yes, I know that is a thing. So there's that. Let's continue. Now let's actually... I went back on my word, and I had the game paused, so I wasn't gaining money. And now we're running up against the bottom of our budget. But we're actually about to grow again, too, which is nice. So this is going to raise land value just a little bit. All right. The night has ended. Lots more residential demand again, which is nice. Once we have access to high-density residential, it'll get even better. Let's go ahead and give these folks some nice roads here as well. Yeah, let's do that. Is that the cemetery? Yeah, it is. So let's have nice roads outside the cemetery too. Okay, and last but not least, a little bit more expensive upgrades, but we don't have to do it to as many cities. Well, actually wait, because we are going to be able to have monorail tracks, so maybe we won't put trees in the middle of these. Maybe there's no point. Oh, hello. Looks like I need to water our new commercial zones. Let's go ahead and do that. Glad I spotted those indicators blinking in the background. Okay, yeah, so I think we'll hold off from upgrading these main roads, because eventually I would really like to have monorail tracks. That would be cool. So we've got power connecting some areas here. Let's see if there are any unnecessary power lines now. These will be unnecessary once I fill in this area, which I need to do soonish. You know something? We can connect that there. And then these can be removed. Keeps everything on the same grid. Everything's fine, but that way there's less power lines going around like through the city. Pretty happy with that. All right, we're at 12,000. How close are we to reaching Big Town? Now, well, actually, if we add more, we'll probably reach it. Tell you what, before I cut this episode, I've been telling myself I need to be better about sticking to my 25-minute episode guns. I've been terrible about it lately, and it's a problem because it makes my recording sessions longer than they're supposed to be, and that is bad. But hey, we're going to need a reverse direction on these roads. All right, there's that. We also haven't built our main highway yet. I've been talking about that for a while. All right, let's do just standard 2-lane there and build this all the way here. Yeah, let's just make this a 2-lane. Well, no, that's ugly. I don't like it. I don't. It just doesn't look good. I don't like the appearance of it. So that's better. There we go. Plus, it'll make these blocks symmetrical with the others that we've built. And now there's that. Let's do the same as we did with the... No, let's do something different. There we go. I was about to say we're going to do the same as with the commercial, but let's fill that in. And let's make sure it's watered, and it's definitely not completely. All right. Now this is going to help some residents come pouring in. I don't know if we're going to hit 8,500 by the end of this episode, but we'll see what happens. Definitely got some people starting to come in. There we go. We could do some more residential over here as well. Yeah, these are really nice waterfront homes. High land value. And we haven't even done that much to make the land value... Yeah, see, land value is actually still pretty crappy over here. So let's make people really happy and put in... Can we do a small playground here? Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. That might have been a bad call on my part with the... we could do a Japanese garden. Oh, man, these are 5x5. I thought these small park types were 4x4. I'm an idiot. Okay, that really changes things. I mean, there are some other options, but none of them are as good. Unless we remove that side road that we built. And we could. Yeah, I hate to do it. But maybe they don't need it here, you know? Maybe it's better that they have access to actual better parks. So now that gives me access to really good options. So let's have a look at... We do a small park, and actually that's still a little bit too wide. We do a small playground, and that would now fit. We can do a park with trees. That's the one that's massive. Large playground. Let's go and do a large playground. Let's put it right there. It's actually a perfect spot for a large playground. So that'll make some residents happy there. And then we can do a dog park over here. And let's go ahead and put it on that corner. And it should... Oh yeah, there we go. Land value just went way up. And now let's see how the population does before we cut this one. Because we're cruising now. We're no, it might have leveled out again. Let's see. Yeah, it kind of... Oh, wait, no. No. Wait. What are you doing? Are you actually climbing? Okay, there we go. We're above 8,000. Need 500 more. There's not as much residential demand, so that's why it kind of slowed down a little bit. Yeah, there's demand for jobs now. Big surprise. So if I go ahead and pop over here and expand, I really want to see if we can get to the next level of city before I cut this. But I might not be able to because the clock is ticking. We're at 31 minutes. Let's do a little bit more. Oh, nope, it's already watered. Good. All right, so that's a little bit far from those folks. But again, they've got some stretches of highway they can use. You can see some cars actually using this highway too, which is nice. Good to see that. And people starting to come in here. Now, how's congestion? So far, it's good here. It's pretty backed up here. Where are these people generally going? All right, so people that are trying to get off this road. Wait a second. So one thing I think I might need to do is give people a means rather than having to get off here and then go across. I think I might need to give people a means that are traveling this direction to actually loop around, and we'll do this next episode, to actually loop around and come straight into the industrial area, excuse me. Or, I did it again, there's the Civ 6 player in me. But, yeah, I'll think about it. We need to go ahead and cut this one here, though. And in the next episode, we're probably going to keep building out that way. We're definitely, I mean, we're going to hit the big town mark, because I feel like we're cruising toward it at this point, and then that'll give us access to some additionally nice policies. We can't quite wait, let go of leisure. What's interesting? Oh, nice. We're going to get access to high density residential zones when we cross the 8,500 mark. So next episode is going to be really interesting in terms of actually having bigger cities. We're going to have skyscrapers for the first time. We're going to have high density residential zones, and we might make some of our residential zones that we've already built high density instead of low density. We might make maybe some... I like these houses being small, maybe these houses, but maybe some of these near the core area of town, maybe some of these will start getting converted to high density. Same with some of the commercial stuff. So yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun in the next one, as well as the ability... Hang on, do I finally get to build offices too? Did I see that? Yep, office zones. So that's a big transition for the city. And then at the same time, what about transit options? I didn't see any there, but let's look one more time. This is a mass blimp pathway. I don't know how quickly I'm going to build blimps, not going to lie to you. There's also the option to build a university. Speaking of universities, let's go ahead and get a high school built over here for our good friends. Because our capacity is still good, but this is going to make people happy. Now we have a ridiculous high school capacity, and we're going to have really educated citizens. So, again, really, really close to the big town mark. Thanks very much for watching. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. New episodes in the new Ravenna miniseries are coming out every other day at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.